Hello there, very good afternoon. You're joining Lunchtime News here on MTV Sports. Starting with your headlines for this afternoon, university lecturers hold crucial meetings to decide on strike action. The Disaster Management Center requests visitors to be cautious when touring the Mineria Park during the rainy season. Costa Rica signs an executive decree banning the practice of shark finning. Well, now to those stories in detail. The Executive Committee meeting of the Federation of University Teachers Association is currently underway at the Open University in Navala.
The Executive Committee members and office bearers of FUTA are participating at this meeting, which began this morning. Secretary of the Federation of University Teachers Association, Dr. Terence Madhurjit, stated that they hope to reach a decision with regard to the ongoing strike of university lecturers at this meeting.
Assistant Director of the Polona Road Disaster Management Center, Upul Nanayakar, stated that visitors should be vigilant when touring the Mineria Park during the rainy season. A group of tourists were trapped inside the Mineria Park yesterday due to heavy rain.
The group were trapped inside the park since last afternoon due to the rise of water level in the Kirioya owing to the rains. Assistant Director of the Polona Disaster Management Center, TKUSK Nanayakar, said that the group was rescued from boats across the Mineria Reservoir using boats. 14 tourists were rescued in this manner. 4 children have been among those rescued. The group had entered the park in 6 jeeps last evening.
Still in local news, a fire erupted at the head office of the Department of Irrigation in Javatta last night. The fire brigade stated that the fire had been put out with the assistance of the Ceylon Electricity Board after receiving information from the police. The fire brigade also stated that the cause of the fire had been a short circuit. Moving on, the JVP had organized a conference yesterday. The party's General Secretary Tilvin Silva expressed these views at the conference.
Whenever there is an election, the government starts talking about patriotism. They ask for the people's votes to show the imperialists their strength. After obtaining the votes through this sham, instead of showing the imperialists their strength, they kneel down before them. This paves the way for them to meddle in our country's internal affairs. They sacrifice our sovereignty in order to obtain loans.
27 out of the 32 individuals who were arrested in Vavuniya for attempting to illegally travel to Australia have been further remanded until the 27th of this month.
The police stated that they were produced before the Vavuniya magistrate last evening. 5 minors who were among the group were released on surety bail of 100,000 rupees each. The police stated that the group was arrested while they were travelling to Silavathurai on a bus. The police added that 4 persons suspected of people smuggling were also among those arrested.
Meanwhile, another 14 persons have been arrested in the Wattal area for attempting to illegally travel to Australia. Police media spokesperson SSP Prashant Jayakodi stated that the arrests were made based on a tip-off received by the Western Province Intelligence Office. The suspects have been handed over to the Wattal police for further investigations. Now moving on, a wild elephant sustained injuries after being hit by a train in Manampitia. The accident occurred at around 5:30 this morning. Our correspondent stated that the elephant was hit by a train plying from Colombo to Batticaloa. The correspondent added that although wildlife officers had reached the accident site by 10 a.m., the elephant had not been administered medication even by noon. Well, taking a look at a local story now, the Department of Irrigation states that it has been unable to call the meeting to decide the irrigation requirements for the next Maha cultivation season due to the lack of water in their tanks. Director General of the Irrigation Department, Bhadra Kamaladas, stated that usually the meeting to discuss the Maha season cultivation plan is held before October.
However, showers were reported in several areas across the island yesterday. The officials in charge of Mahaveli Reservoir stated that the showers had not significantly replenished the water levels at these reservoirs. Director General of the Irrigation Department, Bhadra Kamaladas, stated that the water levels in the irrigation tanks were still at a critical level and that a decision would be taken on the Maha season once water levels reach 40% of irrigation capacity. She went on to say that adequate rain could be expected by the end of this month.
Well, that concludes our lunchtime news for this afternoon. I'm Aaron Rajratnam for News First.